Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, those who wake up quite early to attend this morning first session. Welcome on 36th Annual General Meeting here in Budapest in the occasion of annual meeting of ECTA. We have an agenda for today's meeting. I welcome all my team here on stage. And I start straight with a second item of agenda after welcoming. There are no additional information and remarks concerning the agenda received so far, so I acknowledge the agenda as approved. The next item is approval of the minutes of the 35th Annual General Meeting held in Dubrovnik, Croatia last year in June. We have not received any comments or proposals to these minutes, so I assume the minutes as approved. Next item is additional matters arising from said minutes. We have no additional matters arising from the said minutes, so we can move to the next item, which is President Report. This year, ECTA continue act in lines with the strategic plan 2016-2020, which was approved during the council meeting in Dubrovnik last year in autumn. ECTA have maintained its high-level number of activities and have been recognized as long-standing and trustful partner by many governmental authorities, including EU Parliament, EU Commission, national level authorities, also EU IPO, WIPO, TM5, and other IP associations. This year, ECTA also had some changes at ECTA Brussels office. So as you might notice, we have a new faces here on stage. Last year, our previous manager legal affairs, Barbara Dias, left ECTA. And since January this year, we have a new manager legal affairs, Anna Ostanina. So welcome, Anna, on board. We have also changes in management committee. Secretary General Max Åkerblom stepped down after serving ECTA for the 6 years period. This is a maximum period which, in accordance with the rules, Secretary General can serve for this post. So we definitely cordially thanks Max for his long, very efficient and great work dedicated to ECTA, for his constant support and help during many meetings which ECTA had over these 6 years. So we welcome new Secretary General Caroline Kind from Germany, who was approved by Council yesterday. So welcome, Caroline, on board. We also have some changes in the management of the committees. So since last year, we have a new EU IPO Link Committee Chair, Tobias Dolde. We have a new WIPO Link Committee Chair, Judith Lantos. We have a new introduction, actually, since last year. We have co-chairs. We have co-chairs of Design Committee, Peter Schramm and Bernard Walker. We have also a new chair of Internet Committee, Delia Balchus. So this was a year under many changes, so I think we cope with these changes quite efficiently, and our work was recognized and was not diluted by these changes. This year, ECTA also been invited to take part in new initiatives, such as Anti-Scam Network, Stakeholder Quality Assurance Panel, and ECTA was nominated as a representative at the Steering Committee advising European Trademark and Design Education Center at EU IPO. All these 3 initiatives are initiated by EU IPO. Through the management committee meetings or ECTA committee members, ECTA was represented in a number of meetings and events. Altogether, we attended 41 meetings over this year. Some of these meetings are highlighted also in bulletin, which you are able to read and which you have in your pocket. So I encourage you to read it through and saw our activities over this year. ECTA committees produced a significant number of position papers. ECTA committee works as more streamlined and structured in accordance with the strategic plan. Management continue looking into possibilities to create and offer more effective common working tool for its committee's daily work and storage of ECTA documents, because over this year and over past years it shows that the number of activities increase significantly. So ECTA committee work was good guided by ECTA second Vice President Annette Rasmussen. Thank you for that. ECTA maintained also the same number of organized workshops. Altogether, we organized 5 workshops and seminars last year. Many of these seminars were broadcasted via internet or organized like a webinar, which was a new introduction, so we are testing this and we'll analyze that results after a while. ECTA continued to reach out to national level authorities through different channels. ECTA Council members through sending out ECTA newsletters to national patent offices during MBBC meetings at EU IPO, and organizing a workshop specially dedicated to the national problems. Thus, last year we organized a workshop in Riga covering all 3 Baltic states, Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania, and dedicated to the problems respect to implementation of trademark directive. We continue to continue these activities and looking forward to organize some similar events in Balkans this year. Following ECTA communication strategy, which was approved last year, ECTA increased its visibility through the social media. We also participated in 2 booths at INTA conference in Barcelona in May, and at the beginning of the year at China IP Annual Forum. So we continue to develop ECTA website and also published monthly bulletins, monthly newsletters, and 3 times per year bulletins. This year, ECTA is holding its 36th annual conference in Budapest, here in Hungary. We will cover a wide range of intellectual property topics, as well as the latest IP news and trends. The title of the conference is A Bridge Between Two, and all these topics will be linked in a way with this title. This year we gather 79 participants, which is a good number, and we are satisfied by achieved results. And I would like to say a great thanks to ECTA first Vice President, Sozos Christos Theodoulou, for his great job in order to putting together all scientific part of this annual meeting. The numbers of ECTA membership stay stable. Therefore, coming to the conclusion, I would like to thank all my team, including ECTA staff at the Brussels, management committee team, committee chairs, and all committee members for their work dedicated to creating all these significant results, and also council members of ECTA. So I invited to approve the President's report unless there is no any other comments or questions. Thank you. The President's report is approved, so we moved to the item number 7, to the Treasurer report, and I give the floor to the Laszlo, yes, for your report.
Thank you. Good morning. In this fresh morning, I will entertain you with some figures. So you can see the financial situation of ECTA as of June 16. In order to save some time and not to sum up this amount by you, I will inform you that the total amount of bank account balance is 2.2 million euro at this moment, which is slightly less than the similar time of last year, but please bear in mind that this balance in June does not show the overall financial performance of the association, as this is the period of the year when we pay most of our invoices related to the conference. So the bank account balance changes day by day at this time of the year, but still the financial situation of the association is very stable. Ruta already informed you about the conference participation figures, which is slightly less than last year and the previous year, but more than in 2014, for example. This was the short version of the Treasurer report. Please kindly let me know whether you approve it. Thank you, and we proceed with the auditor's report. As you know, ECTA is an association registered in the United Kingdom, so the audit takes place according to the laws and standards of auditing of UK and Ireland. And the main figures of the audited account is that we had income last year amounting to almost 1.3 million euro, and we had costs and expenses amounting to 1.4 million euro. So last year the balance was 113,000 minus, but if we think in the long term, you can see that in certain years we have a big surplus. Last year we had a minus, but in taking a 3 years view, we are still in positive. And we are not a profit-oriented association, so our task is not to generate profit. In this sheet you can see how the assets of ECTA are combined from members' funds and the subscription fee. ECTA has some 1,440 members, and the subscription fee is quite stable. It is usually 370,000 euro per year. And the additional income ECTA needs to operate is the income from the conferences. That's why we largely rely on the result, on the financial result of the conferences. This sheet shows you the balance of the conferences of the previous 3 years. For some mistake, you cannot see the Dubrovnik result, which was 135,000 euro, the gross conference surplus. And ECTA needs this amount because the subscription fee is not enough to cover the costs. That's why we need some surplus at the conferences. This was the auditor's report. Shortly, I kindly ask you to approve it. Thank you. Budget for this year. We plan a zero balance budget, which means we plan a gross income in the amount of 1.3 million euro, consisting of members' subscription fee and conference income, and very little bank interest, which is now some 200 euro. Interestingly, 3 or 5 years ago it was 2,000 euro, but it's almost nothing now, the bank interest. And the planned gross expenses are the same. Almost, we count with almost 500,000 euro operational expenses, which include the autumn meeting in Sofia. And we count with 865,000 gross conference expenses. So the zero balance result needs a conference surplus of 125,000 euro, which we have to realize at this conference. And this way the balance could be zero. I kindly ask you to accept the budget. Thank you. And the last thing is the election of our official auditors, which is who will be the same as present. It's a UK auditors company called Savin and Edwards, and I kindly ask you to renew their contract. Thank you. So this was my report. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Laszlo, for this report. Now I pass the floor to Max Zuckerblum for the announcement of council election results.
Thank you, Ruta. I will read to you those persons and countries where there was only one nomination for one seat. In Austria, Rainer Beetz was nominated and elected. In Belgium, Karina Gommers, Cyprus, Sosos Christos Theodoulou, Estonia, Riina Pärn, France, Thomas Couchet, Germany, Christian Freudenberg, Caroline Kint and Kay Ruprecht, Hungary, Laszlo Berches, Judith Lantos, Ireland, Peter McLachlan, Italy, Domenico De Simone, Eva Fiamenghi, Latvia, Ruta Olmane, Lithuania, Ausra Pakeniene, Reda Saboliene, Malta, Luigi Sansone, the Netherlands, Monique Granneman, Renate Pau, Poland, Mihail Marakevich, Monika Stepieri, Anna Zakrokka, Slovakia, Martin Gutman, Spain, Ignacio Diaz de Rivera El Saburu, Jordi Guel. Then there were two countries where there were 4 nominations and only 2 vacancies, so we used our electronic voting system, which we introduced last year, and in the Czech Republic, Vladimir Rot and Karel Sindelka were elected, and in Portugal, Nuno Cruz and Rosario Cruz.
Thank you, Max, for reporting about these results. I would like also to thank those council members who stepped down this year for the great work dedicated to ECTA Council over these past years, some of them which was longer than 6 years period, which we can do it right now. So next item is future annual conferences. Next year, ECTA will hold an annual conference in Athens, Greece from 13 to 16 June. In 2019, we will have an annual conference in Edinburgh in Scotland from 26 to 29 June. These are places which are approved. There are also places for the coming years which were approved this year, but I will report about that next year. We have no any other business raising from agenda of today, so I'm announcing the 36th annual general meeting as closed. Thank you for coming.